Back to another episode of Pangea Island. Today we have new locations. So let's start off our episode here in the northern forest, where we see the ceratops and her returning from their migration. The dry season has just ended only about 3 days ago. Many animals are starting to return back to the north as the air has gotten more cool and the plants have started to regrow. Bullhorn is leading the herd through. James is glad that they've returned back to their home. He's missed it for a while now. The rest of the herd seems pretty glad to return back to their home, especially James. However, they aren't the only ones here. Only a few meters away is Allison, the female Giganotosaurus from last episode. She has been watching them ever since they returned, following them all the way from the southern side, which is the reason why she is here. Bullhorn is leading the herd through. James is glad that they've returned back to their home. He's missed it for a while now. The rest of the herd seems pretty glad to return back to their home, especially James. However, they aren't the only ones here. Only a few meters away is Allison, the female Giganotosaurus from last episode. She has been watching them ever since they returned, following them all the way from the southern side, which is the reason why she is here. She is only a few meters away from where the ceratops herd stands right now. She is ready to strike. James notices her from a distance. He quickly alarms the herd. Bullhorn also sees her. He quickly tells the herd to run towards the forest. However, Augustus flees a different way from the rest of his herd. He is running straight towards Allison, where her trap is. She goes for the kill. But just at the last moment, Augustus notices her running towards him. He quickly flees the opposite direction. Eventually, Allison is clueless, and she ends her hunt. She must search for something else. Now, Augustus has noticed this, and he has finally stopped running. The good news is he's no longer being chased. However, he's now lost in the middle of nowhere, and he has no idea where his herd could have gone. They could be anywhere. He will just have to find out how he will be able to find them. And if he can't, he must learn how to live a solitary life. He starts his journey on finding his herd once again. While in the southern plains, we see the Ute-raptor pack. They're searching for prey. But now begins to call for the rest of his pack. Ripper is the first to respond to his call. Swift and Spear also come in as well. Spear is worried about his father. He's been very aggressive lately since the dry season has started. However, now that it's ending, he's starting to lessen his aggression. The meal that Bloodsnap has found for them is a Pangea. These long-necked stegosaurs are abundant on the southern side of this island. Bloodsnap begins to assign his pack. Swift and Ripper quickly run to the spots that they need to hide in. Their plan is pretty simple. All they're going to do is chase the Pangea to the directed spot where the rest of the pack will attack. And the two who are going to be doing it is Spear and his father. But they have to be very quiet though, as these dinosaurs are very easily spooked by any small noise. He hops on top of the Pangea and begins to use his claws to scratch into his skin. He does not want to kill the Pangea, however, so jumps off. The guy uses the opportunity and runs. Spear goes after him along with his father. However, an unexpected turn of events is about to happen. It is Bowie, the male Displegosaurus. he was also hunting the Pangea, and he successfully killed them before the Ute-raptors were able to. Ripper and Swift come out of the bush. They realize that the target is dead. However, another predator has gotten it from them. Ripper is furious and attacks without Blitznaut's order. Blitznaut sees that his packmate is injured, and he quickly goes to kill Bully. Blitznaut has grown larger in size, so large that he's the same weight as this Velociraptor. Bully bites his tail and throws him to the side. He sees that Swift has already mysteriously fallen to the ground, so he decides that he is going to end his life. But just before he can do so, Spear attacks from behind. He's quite harder to get off than the other Ute-raptors. He uses his first slash claw and slams into his tail. Then he uses his claws to grip on so he will not fall off. He bites onto his neck. He has thrown the Ute-raptor off, and instead of killing them, he goes back to his meal. But first, he calls for backup just in case. His mate comes out of the brush. She begins to feed on the Pangea. Swift begins to wake up. He did not know why he's randomly passed out. However, he sees the Velociraptor and he knows that it's not good because the rest of his pack has been thrown away or nearly killed. And he does not want to be like any of those. So he quickly runs. He doesn't know where, but he will run. Eventually, the Ute-raptors wake up and flee as well. You're here. The Tyrannosaur nest, where we see Samuel heading back to. His father, Kingston, is resting. Samuel is tired out, so he decides that he's going to rest along with his father. The sound of squeals immediately wake up Samuel. He looks out into the plains. However, there's nothing there. The sound is a large male Stygimoloch fleeing towards their nest. He stands his ground just in case the Jamal decides to attack. Instead, he runs the opposite way, straight into the plains. He's confused on why the Jamalik is running, but then he sees what is chasing him. It is Allison, the female Giganotosaurus. She's returned from her hunt in the forest, and she's come here to find any suitable prey. However, once again, her prey has gotten away. She sees the Rex standing in front of her. She's never seen such a beast so big before. Although she has seen tyrannosaurs in her life, they were mostly small, miniature, about the size of a modern-day elephant, which is small to her. She's actually quite intimidated by his size, as although he is T-Rex, he is much bigger than her. See the difference in their heights. Oh, she slowly begins to back away. Although she's not intimidated by his roar, she knows that he wants to pick a fight, and she doesn't. So she leaves. Samuel goes back to the nest to sleep. Although the dry season has ended for the island, there are still much more catastrophes headed their way. Next time on Pangea Island.